today. And first up, which follows very nicely from Doug just singing his praises, is Mr. David Braithwaite.
Yeah, well, how do I follow that? Doug, amazing, thank you. And it is funny, isn't it? All the things that we do, you never know quite what impact and effect that it actually has. And I have actually still got a postcard that one of those people that you were with, Doug, sent me back in 1993 or 92, I think it was. And that was the first thing that got me looking at MDRT as well. So it is funny, you never know quite what little actions that we do, what difference they make. So I have got 5 minutes and I'm going to make this really, really quick. There's loads to go through. I'm going to try and share my screen. I set myself a goal. I thought, how much can I cover in 5 minutes? I thought I'm going to look at 5 subjects in 5 minutes and I'm going to put 5 things in each of the 5 subjects. So 5 times 5 is 25. So it's going to be fast paced, but I will send you some stuff through. So hopefully, can you all see my screen? Give me a thumbs up or a nod or something. Yeah, great. Got it. So that's what I wanted to actually do. So I want to just talk about a few things that hopefully some people will get something of. People will think, I'll go and read that. I'll go and do something with that. But just to give something, just a little nugget maybe that you find useful out of 25 different things. So let's go. 5 books that I've loved. First of all, I'm listening to, for the 3rd time now, The Road Less Stupid. If you haven't listened to that, it's a really good book, all about basic business stuff. And you get little gems depending on where you are in your business. You go, oh, that makes so much sense. Pennies dropping everywhere. Brilliant. Another book here, The Science of Yes, 50 little tips written by Robert Cialdini. And don't worry about writing all this down. I will drop all the links to all this stuff in the chat at the end because it will go quick. So don't worry about writing it down. Just listen and enjoy. So yeah, The Book of Yes, How You Can Help Use Persuasion with Robert Cialdini. Another book, Never Split the Difference. Probably a lot of you have already heard of this. Written by a hostage negotiator. You're not going to get better than that. He and the tips that he gives about why you might want your clients to actually say no is a really good chapter. Miracle Morning, for all you people that think you haven't got enough time and enough hours in the day, spoiler alert, get up earlier. Okay, that's all it is. You just get up earlier, get up at 8 a.m., get all the stuff done that you want to do that you never say you got time to do, and he'll show you how to do it with Hal Elrod. And this was an MDRT speaker, Cameron Herold, Vivid Vision. He also has another one out called Double Double, just to double the books. And this book is, if you have no vision for your business or you don't know where you're going with it, helps you write a template and a blueprint for your business. And it's brilliant. It's so easy. I love easy stuff. I haven't got time for all the in-depth things, so I love it. So 5 podcasts I listen to. Caveat here, there are people in the room that have also got their own podcast, but we all know who they are. Doug, Charlie, Sandro's in the room as well. They've all got great podcasts, but these are ones that aren't MDRT members. High Performance Podcast. This is brilliant. I was listening to this when I was out on a run the other day, and they were interviewing Christian Horner from Red Bull, all about how he manages to keep his team together. And the stories that are in there are absolutely brilliant. But Joe Malone, Johnny Wilkinson's story, absolutely superb. Gary Vee, if you don't mind a bit of swearing, he gives you ideas about social media, how you run your business. How to Fail. It celebrates things that haven't gone right for people, which sounds a bit ironic, but you get interviews with Graham Norton, Jessica Ennis-Hill is in there, Annie Nightingale I listened to the other day. Brilliant. Feel Better, Live More. Dr. Chatterjee, I think his name is. Brilliant things, all about how when we're healthier and happier, we're going to live more. And it's always stories from all these leading experts and personalities from all around the world, offering you health hacks, life hacks. They debunk lots of myths and things, and it makes you think about how you can eat, move, sleep better, relax, everything about how to have a longer life. Darren Brown's Boot Camp, not quite a podcast, it's on Audible, but it's a really fascinating read to hear about how we all talk about, and there's no such thing. I know that people often say that men can't multitask. None of us can multitask. You'll find all about that in one of the chapters that's there. Right, I have 1 minute 19, 5 web finds, big help to me. LV Risk Reality Calculator, just put that in. You can put your client's name and their date of birth and whether they spoke or not. It'll tell you how likely they are to contract something before a set age. Really useful. I use a copywriter to do our website design, write our letters for us. And as a Louise Etheridge does all that for us. If you're concentrating in the office and you want to have something in the background, brain.fm plays you some weird music that helps you focus. Don't know how it works, but it does. Life Quote. If you are doing protection, you can hand it all over to them. They will telephone interview with clients. go through everything, do the application, chase it all through and put it on risk for you. It costs a couple of quid, really worth doing. Jarvis, this is a brilliant thing. This is conversion.io. It's a virtual AI that will write any copy for you, from Facebook adverts to blog posts to anything. You just give it a few topics, it will write copy for you. I don't know how it does it. It's like witchcraft, but it's brilliant. Massive time saving and does brilliant things for you. 5-minute journal is 5 minutes I take. It's a great thing. First thing in the morning, what things are you grateful for? What are you hoping for out your day? At the end of the day, write down 3 things that you're grateful for. It's amazing what it can do to your mindset. And lastly, 5 great quotes that I heard at MDRT. Those that know their why have those that know how around them. Simon Sinek, brilliant presentation. It's not the little things that we do that make a difference. It's the power of incrementalism. Chad Hymas, if you didn't see him speak, wow. I've got 2 quotes from him. Whatever we believe dictates actions, and actions dictate results. The longer we wait, the less time that we have, and the time is now. Chad Hymas. Success is doing the basics to a high standard. Phil Jones, great presentation. And John Henry, all about the branding. I know you asked him about story brand. John Henry's presentation was brilliant about that. And the way you do anything is the way that we do everything. It's about always doing the right thing, even when no one's watching. That is my 5 minutes. Thank you. I'll drop it in the chat now, what it actually is and all the links to anything you want to find out about. And hopefully that has helped. And I'm done.
Thank you very, very much. So last up today for our top tip is Mr. Craig McClurg. So over to you, Craig.
Well, good morning, everybody. Lovely to see so many happy, smiley faces. It's always nice to have the graveyard shift after Austin, Doug and David take us on a bit of an emotional, informative roller coaster. So I will try and follow that, keep us all energized and enthused for the last 5 minutes. When Sarah asked me to share an idea, obviously when the UK chair asks something, you normally just say yes. Obviously I accepted without noticing that it was the first meeting that we were having as a group post the annual meeting. And as David has just shared, there was some amazing content there and some great inspiration and creative ideas, allow us to grow as individuals, allow our businesses to grow. And so with so many ideas, it can often be a refresher to an old idea that I think can be just as powerful as a new one. So my refresher for us today, possibly new for others, is based on the acceptance that all of us run what we call a preferred representational system. Okay, now what does that mean? Well, it simply means we fall into 1, 2, or possibly even all 3 of the following categories when we're learning. We could be visual. Well, visual people want to see things. They like patterns, colors. You know, they have a flair. They use their hands in higher positions than normal. They talk with a high pitch or tone. And if you find that quite annoying and think they're characteristics that sound ghastly, I'm afraid to tell us that most of us have some visual, and it's probably the most dominant factor in learning styles that we have. We could be auditory. Well, from auditory, then they learn from what is said and how it is said. And they talk in a monotone voice, okay? It's very constant, it's very level, and they have very little movement with their bodies, okay? Quite the opposite to the visual people, but auditory people learn in a different way. And finally, we have some kinesthetic people amongst us, and they learn by doing. They want to get a hands-on approach, and they connect actually their learning experience to real life experiences. They do, however, often answer a question beginning with, and they have to think about it, okay? So why do I share that with you in 5 minutes? Well, if all of us are unique, and therefore us and our clients are unique, then as paid communicators, then surely we have to use all the tools we possibly can to communicate with our clients in a way that they want to be communicated. So how do we do this? Well, we really aren't going to ask our clients to fill out more forms or take another test. I think we agree they have far too much of that already in their lives. No, to get the benefit of this information, I think we simply have to do 2 things. We have to ask open questions and then observe the client as to how they answer. Okay, it's not an exact science, but here's what happens to their eye patterns. So if it's not too creepy to look deep into your client's eyes, then the visual clients, when you ask them a question, will look up. They'll look up to the sky for the answer. Okay, the auditory people, their eyes will flick from side to side. They're going to their ears. Okay, they're remembering what is said and how it was said. And the kinesthetic people will look down, their eyes will focus down deep into their soul because they want to remember the feelings at that time. So how do we use that? Well, if we can identify what the dominant factor is in a client's learning style, then we have an amazing option, an amazing ability to be able to say to them, actually use language that they will appreciate. So what do I mean by that? Simply speaking, visual people, you might say, look, I see what you're saying there. That looks really good to me. Look, I'm a little hazy about that. Perhaps you could clarify it for me. Using visual language actually gets the visual people really engaged. From an auditory point of view, then it's similar. It sounds good to me. Everything just clicked, okay? Or look, listen to me just for a minute and let me share with you how this sounds. Kinesthetic people, if it feels right, let's get a handle on it. I want to touch and grasp it. Can you feel what I'm saying? So in short, in the 5 minutes that I've had and following 3 great speakers today, then actually, if you want to engage with your clients better than ever, ask them an open question, observe their response and their language, and just mirror it back to them, and the results will fly. And as Doug shared with us some personal stories, also, we don't have to just use this stuff with clients. We can use it with our families, we can use it with our friends, we can use it with our children, and actually you'll see much better relationships and much better connections.